Yes, this is episode 11.
We're live.
11.
We lit it to a titty on this Friday night.
Uno.
We back at it.
Season 3.
Season 3.
Making it hot.
Super hot.
Finishing that hot boy summer officially September.
Shit, gotta bring out the little hoodie out now, you know, before you bring the minks out.
Bud Light said some shit about like some crispy boy fall or some shit like that on Twitter earlier today.
It's whatever we want it to be. We got this on lock, man.
I'm happy it's season 3 because as a big Wire fan, season 3 was like the war between Stanfield and the Barksdales. And season 3 will be the
I'll
war.
quote that reference right there. All right.
Season 3 will be the war between the Meek Mahans and the Khans.
Mahan.
And Khan got more bread.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I saw their money. Imagine if the Prince was like, hey, I want the All Elite people. And they do like they own sort of show.
He's probably gonna ask for a match between Ric Flair and Macho Man. And it's just like, Prince, we can't do that. Why not? Macho Man, unfortunately, is dead.
Hey, they do that. Vince is gonna hit them with the Marlowe. The price on that brick just went up.
Facts. But man, I think that's what the Prince. I think the Prince just plays W2K. It's like, oh, it's on my TV.
Oh, it's on Legends.
Yeah, it's on my TV. So
Hey, Mick Mahan. I want King Kong Bundy versus Jake the Snake. WWF title. Do you have the winged belt?
He's gonna be like, you know what? You know what we never had? Bret Hart versus Owen Hart. Live here in Saudi.
Goddamn, sounds like good shit. It's like, I mean, if you want, you can go on the network. WrestleMania 10. That happened.
Let's get Stu Hart on the phone to book it.
The milk's gone bad. It's just like, hey, can we get the British Bulldogs?
Oh,
like maybe.
Maybe.
It was like we go see this around. Don't want to disappoint the Saudi Prince, but speaking about disappointment, this weekend was anything but. Had a really great weekend of wrestling from everybody mostly. It wasn't really a bad match, not a bad show. So overall, a good weekend.
Which show are you talking about?
Both shows.
All shows were great.
That's what I'm saying. There was no like bad shows.
No.
Oh, you say it was no bad drops. Everything was straight consistent. Yeah.
Everybody came with their own. It was like a potluck. It was a potluck weekend. Everybody gave up what they had to offer.
Everybody came with the goods.
We had it all, man. We had basically wrestling from morning to night. You had New Japan. You had NXT Takeover Cardiff.
UK.
And then we had AEW All Out.
All out.
Not all in, but all out.
All out.
All out.
Yo, I forgot like that they was at the UK show. So I'm like, oh, I was looking on my phone on Twitter.
It was like 2-3.
They ready to start. I'm like, oh,
Hey, it was 2
I
o'clock.
was like, hold on, gotta get my snacks. I'm not even ready yet. They're like, yeah, they midway into the card already and stuff. I'm like, oh.
Now, honestly, that whole Sunday I was watching wrestling because I was home that Sunday and I remember I watched the last American NXT and then I hopped into UK and then hopped right into All Out. So that whole Sunday I was wrestled out. That was my little Mania weekend.
It was a nice weekend.
It was
quite the nice weekend.
We got a little twists and turns. We got a little memes. We got some health scares.
I actually like those shows at 2 o'clock.
Yeah, it's really
Those London shows, I love it.
Yeah, it's good. No, I forgot.
What happened?
I just forgot that.
No, it honestly it happens, but I love when they do those takeovers at like 2 o'clock.
It's like a happy hour. It's
it
wrestling's
really
version of a
is.
happy hour. It's
I honestly I would love to see more fucking shows like that. I remember as a kid, I remember WrestleMania used to be like on some 3-4 o'clock in the afternoon. You didn't have to be like it wasn't before like. You know, we used to have these 8-hour WrestleMania shows.
Don't say that because they might like. I hold up. If the show's gonna be 8 hours, you might as well start at 2 and 8, at 2 and 3, and go to like 10 or 11.
I want to see some more international pay-per-views like that. Not the Saudi ones because those things are fucking novelties. There's been 4 shows so far, and I have not seen one match that has brought any type of significant meaning to it You know what's sad?
What you mean? They gave us the classic Goldberg versus Taker. What are you talking about?
The classic fucking disaster.
Yeah.
That was a fucking disaster.
We got jokes for ages now. We could joke about this for decades.
Oh,
now.
I saw what you did with the ages jokes.
Some puns.
That was
the train wreck saw around the world.
That was a fucking last time Goldberg decided to fucking headbutt the damn door. You notice how he didn't do that shit in the last one.
Nah, it was like no.
It was like, no, we got to stop doing this.
You know how Goldberg comes out with bodyguards and all that? They probably had the bodyguard between the door and
There's
Goldberg.
No, Goldberg.
No. What do you mean? No, I'm sorry.
This is on Vince's orders.
Nah, them Saudi shows, they like, in the anime world, they call it filler. I think that's what it is.
It really is. Like, they have not shown why I should watch this.
Or like anything that really come out of it. Only thing that have come out of it really was Shane McMahon adopting the best in the world, Monica.
Yeah.
I think that's like the only thing that has ever like came out of like a Saudi show and like stuck.
We know what it is. Just a bag.
Yeah, it's to get the bag.
Just that and, you know, Braun Strowman still being the greatest Royal Rumble champion. A belt that has yet to be defended.
That'd be funny if people like bring that up in some type of...
I don't know why.
That should be so funny.
I bring that shit up all the fucking time.
I'm the greatest Royal Rumble champion.
Like, if they don't make that shit again this year and he's not defending it, they don't really use that belt, me and my friend Mark are going to stop watching. We're going to riot.
Unsubscribe.
We're going to unsubscribe to the WWE Network.
Tweet.
We're going to fucking tweet about it. I'm going to tweet my displeasure.
Be on forums. The whole 9 yards. God, you and Mark. But nah, it was all cool. Let's jump into NXT UK. Cardiff.
Shout out to my London boys.
Cardiff.
It was very diff. It was different than the main roster
because
it was actually good.
Really not an England,
I know, but shout out to my London boys.
Just putting it out there geographically.
Show was literally, like we all know, Malk Beasley just told us earlier, one of the matches got 5 1/4.
Yeah.
5 1/4.
Not a 7-star match, but a
5
5 1/4.
and a Royale.
It wasn't close enough to Japan to get that.
Yeah, it wasn't next to Tokyo. If it was like somewhere to the, maybe it was like 5.
That's far enough.
Yeah, but 5, you got 5 stars, and you got a little extra or something of another star.
5 on it.
Yeah. Ooh.
No.
But yeah, that match, Tyler Bate and Walter was heavy hitting, great. I haven't really watched too much NXT UK. Can't remember last time for Takeover New York.
That's good shit.
Or Brooklyn, that Chris likes to call it.
Brooklyn 4.
Yeah. It's my second Walter match, and Walter's 2 for 2. I love that son of a bitch.
Could I say that Walter he got 2 top 5 matches of the year?
Both with the London boys.
Yeah.
Has he faced Trent Seven yet in like a singles match?
No. That's probably, I would not be surprised if that's like
the next
thing coming. Just to eliminate the entire British Strong Style team.
No, that's good storytelling. That's good shit.
Mountain.
Now just 3.
That's some good
now
shit.
Now just 2.
But yeah, Walter, that match was really great. I love how, like, since he's so fucking bigger than almost everybody, especially Tyler Bate, like, just like in Pete Dunne, they didn't really have that basic, he's big, story going into it, like, he's scared or like shit, but Tyler Bate did his thing.
One thing I can honestly say about Tyler Bate, people forget how young he is.
Yeah.
Tyler Bate, I believe, is only like 22, 23. And every year that fucking, like, it passes by, not only do you see improvement, but the kid is fucking filthy and he's raw.
He ain't on Monday night.
I'm going to go out the way and say it was my favorite match of the year so far.
Favorite match of the year? I would say, going to Chris's point, I know on commentary that kind of like went to my head because this was like this. They were saying like this ain't the same Tyler Bate from Chicago or Pete Dunne, and I was like, yo, that match was really like so. Yeah. But he's still, like you said, very young. I was like, wow, that's.
When they first did the tournament for the UK title, he was 19. That was 2016. So he's 22.
He was the first UK champion. That was also that was really like one of their great the finals for that tournament.
And you got to remember there was a story that was already built up throughout before even the final with him and Pete Dunne.
Yeah, like I said, I like how they did that story because that also was like Pete Dunne's like spotlight That's why I first became a Pete Dunne fan. He was just walling through. And
like I've seen bits and pieces of prior to that tournament of like I knew who Pete Dunne was, but kind of like finally seeing it like all right, it's there in front of me. Like I was like, yo, the hype was real with this kid.
I gravitated immensely to like Pete Dunne during that tournament, and then when he lost. But it's always good to like start out. I guess they want to build up Tyler Bate going on forward, but yeah, the match, some great ass fucking spots, like him flipping Walter like he's a pancake.
You know why it was my favorite match of the year so far? Because like I was watching through the match, and Walter was just like beating the shit up, and then Tyler got the upper hand, and he was hitting with every move, everything he could.
He was throwing the fucking kitchen sink at
for
this
like 15 minutes. He was just going in, just like hitting with everything. I'm like, damn, like it looked like he was gonna win. Like the crowd was over on him and stuff. And then the storyline in that match was like whatever he gives him, like it's just not enough for Walter. He just kept coming back. Like he hit him with like everything. It reminded me of like Dragon Ball Z when when they fighting one of the big, sad with somebody, and then
I would say like Super Boo.
Yeah, and then
like,
he just
because they hit Super Boo with everything.
He was absorbing like everything. Like he just kept coming back. And just Tyler just hitting him with everything he had, and then just one little chop, and then that just whatever.
That's kind of where the ring psychology really comes in and shows you how young he is and what he's able to do.
Yeah, like the nuance, like he just knew everything. They knew how to. Shout out to Walter, he sold a lot of the spots well.
That's why I like him too. Even though how big he is, he does bump, and he sells very well for somebody his size.
I still remember the fucking German suplex that he gave Tyler Bates on the fucking apron.
I was about to say that.
I was like, what the fuck? That was my legit what the fuck moment. I felt bad. This was kind of like, at least the bump was taken very well. It still kind of reminds me of when we had the Kota Ibushi and why am I drawing a blank?
On the CW?
No. Why am I drawing a fucking blank? Naito.
Oh, okay.
Like, same fucking bump, and they really give no fucks. Like, he ate that. It was a bad, nasty bump. Like, I thought he was gonna be fucking crippled after this shit.
Yeah, it was a lot of moves in that match that Walter did. I was like, how is Tyler still like standing? Like, how is his back not out? He just kept getting up. Delivering him with another suplex or another whatever.
And I loved how they used the one kick out in that match. Because people like Jim Cornette, not people, but sometimes when you get like a kick out at one, people just think, oh, the business is ruined. But it's all that one kick out when used right, it does add to the story as well. Like especially how the size difference and this nigga kicks out at one. It's like, oh yes, go ahead, Tyler, keep fighting. Like they could have fought forever and everybody would have been happy. That was like a true fight forever moment.
Yeah, and then I like the favorite when he took off like his wrist, took off the tape, and then he just said, "Let's go out and brawl." Like I don't got no options left. Like this.
Wrestlers need more of that. They need more of that. I'm in my final gear. Like person I love who used to do that was Angle in the straps.
Yeah.
Every time, see, like that was like something so small, not a move. Like, but you knew once the straps went down, it was like, oh, it's go time.
Yeah.
Yeah, not everybody could pull that off. He's for the age you say he was, like for him to do that and stuff. Watch out.
It was like the same thing. The Hardys were like, "Oh, we're going hardcore now."
Yeah, when they take
the shirts are coming off.
Well, any other standout matches you guys like from the UK?
Fucking loot.
The UK
tag team match.
The triple threat tag team match was possibly, for me, that. Apart from Walter and Bates, I'm running that to being actually my favorite match.
Yeah, that was a close second for me. Like
close second,
but great match as well. Shout out to the tag team, all the tag teams in that match.
Yeah, the tag teams, I don't know, it's very peculiar. All the tag teams.
Yeah, you had your first, we finally got our first Welsh champions.
Yeah. Like, tag team wrestling is alive and well, except on the main roster. I don't know what's the disconnect there, but it's very
What are you
peculiar.
talking about? You have Ziggler and Bobby Roode.
It's very...
Or Robert Roode.
Oh, this tag team that wasn't just made up out of thin air.
What are you talking about? It's long-term booking.
It's just like, yes, this tag team was not just made up out of thin air.
No.
Shout out to Flash and Andrews.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I want to see what they do with the belts.
I like how they came out, the threads they had on, the whole thing. I liked everything they had going for them. Yeah.
I want to say also too, the last man standing match was very good. We talked about before we got on Mastiff. That was my first time really seeing him. I'm a fan. I like his look. It's not very, of course, because he kind of looks like Vader, same with the same singlet, but he moves well in his
It was very English.
Yeah,
very English. Somewhere from the fucking hood burbs of South London.
I was about to say, and then that spot too where they broke the fucking turnbuckle
was
really dope. Like watching like a match, because we always see like a match when they break the ring is over. Like
no, they just kept on.
Yeah, so it was really cool to like see.
There was one spot that I was like, what was the whole point of this? And it was Jack Coffey trying to go up for a fucking. I don't know what he was trying to do. He was trying to climb the rope. I was like, dummy, what are you trying to climb the rope? Yeah, for like on the second rope, and you fall. I was like, what was the whole point of that? Explain that to me.
He had a plan.
But then, and also Cesaro had
and Dragunov. That was actually a really great.
He got
one.
the 40 ball, 40 spins.
Another thing was Cesaro.
No, it was 50. Didn't it go up to 50?
No, it wasn't 40.
It was 40.
Mm-hmm.
I had like a little theory with Cesaro in the UK. Especially because the roster is overloaded. I wouldn't mind Cesaro going to NXT
Well,
UK.
I'm glad you brought that up.
Are you thinking the same thing I'm thinking?
Yeah, I think there's been rumors
of a certain belt.
Not so much of the certain belt, but there's been kind of like talks in the grapevines, the locker room, that I don't think this will be the first time or the last time that we'll see Cesaro NXT UK. I think honestly, it would be a good fit. There's really not much.
They don't really have another. They'd have like Walter and like Strong, but they don't have like another like top-ish guy.
I want to see that match so bad.
What? A Walter and Cesaro?
That match, honestly, like I've been wanting to watch that for years.
So, and then it fits Cesaro too, like with the wrestling, the technical stuff, and then he comes in as a made man already.
Exactly.
They made him like a fucking $1 million.
And then I was gonna say, if he does jump ship to UK, I was asking about a belt. I really think if he does go, he should bring back the European Championship.
Woo!
I would love to see that.
I used to love that belt.
Yeah, and like Cesaro, and like it fits UK European Championship, and that kind of would be like a workhorse belt, and he just resurrect that over the I would love to see Cesaro.
Like it would be the like the secondary title.
Yeah, like the North, but they don't have to like create one.
No, it's just like we're bringing back the European Championship.
So I would love to see if he does. Hopefully, go over there, and I would love to see him like bring back the European Championship.
There could, but honestly, I don't think it would. I think he should be top guy.
Top guy.
He should be up there.
No, I'm just saying, just when you come back and that little momentum.
No. They can bring the European title. It doesn't necessarily go towards him. Me personally, I think he's top guy material.
Shout out to Triple H for approving that, because he was like begging to get like
Cesaro over.
Yeah,
and then he just finally caved in and said, "All right."
Yeah, because Triple H knows what they have as Cesaro.
There wasn't much for him. And then you kind of really saw it, as much as I love them you kind of really saw, like, all right, you get bumped out of the first round of the King Ring tournament. It was like, all right, what now? What are you doing with Cesaro?
And then Triple H could hit, when stuff like that happens, well, do you have something for him in the future? And then Vince is probably like, all right, we sending him to UK. Like, don't got nothing for him.
I think it was a perfect move. I couldn't see anything else for it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Cesaro. I think we have a whole episode of Cesaro. He really got like the biggest pop at WrestleMania 30. And people, and that's when he was like really getting like momentum. People were behind him and everything.
Even in 32 when he came back from the injury and he came
the night after,
and
he got like a crazy ass pop.
And that shit was crazy. That's when he came out with the James Bond theme. Shit was dope as fuck.
But Vince, he can't connect. He just can't.
He was long overdue, but I think especially right after that, and he was a Paul Heyman guy. I was like, this is a fucking time to do it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that Paul Heyman one really just, because the thing, even though they paired up, Paul Heyman just kept talking about Brock Lesnar. And the thing was, it would have been cool to know if they set up like a Cesaro Lesnar match, but never came.
Kind of like, okay, there can only be one Paul Heyman guy, and there's always gonna be Brock. Kind of like what they did with him and Punk.
Mm-hmm. They could have came Brock and they saw him talking to Cesaro. Like, what you doing, Paul? And like, oh, you a little jealous?
I'm with the new guy.
Yeah, but we never got that in Cesaro.
Hey, Paul. What are you doing?
Cesaro just went straight back to catering.
He has kids. I don't give a shit about your kids.
I would love to see how much time is left on Cesaro's contract, though. There may be a certain promotion.
Honestly, no.
Not really.
No. I see him staying
WWE boy.
He's gonna be a WWE boy for life.
Yeah, why would he leave? Like, especially when they just set up the UK thing for him.
I
don't know, but I don't know if that's like a full coming over.
I mean, they can kind of play it, like he can kind of cross promote.
He could go.
But personally, I think they have a very unique opportunity. They don't have to make, you're in a completely different side of the world. Mm-hmm. With NXT here in the U.S., it's different. Like, okay, I see it.
Right down Florida.
But you can make it a fucking huge brand in Europe. I'm not big on apparently because their plan is to really expand the NXT brand.
Oh, yeah, like NXT Japan, Australia, and all that shit.
I'm hearing they're doing an NXT Canada shit for some fucking reason. Canada.
Hey.
Stu Hart not walking through that door.
He's just like, nope. No. But no, they're trying to do that shit. They're trying to do one in South America. Personally, I'm kind of against this just because if they're putting all of these NXT, I think
it's like little territories.
It's almost territories, but I think what that's also going to do is going to saturate the wrestling market
with a lot of NXTs.
It's going to be it's fading out of promotion. It's going to start becoming a fucking monopoly in some ways. And I'm not really about it. Now, this whole, okay, we have AEW, we have New Japan, we have Ring of Honor, we have WWE. Wrestling is good.
Yeah, they should bring all those people that you're talking about from the markets and just bring them into NXT. Like you see how you had somebody like Nakamura came over, went to NXT. You had other people from different countries. Just bring them in to NXT. You don't have to do these other spots like Canada and all this.
No, I'm just just leave it. They don't need to go
all over the world.
All over the world.
They've listened to Ludacris and
no. At best, I might even consider consider if they did a South America one.
I was thinking Australia. I think that's the third NXT-ish.
Yeah, nobody got.
That's what I'm saying. Nobody's really in Australia, but I could see South America. But
there's a a couple of Aussie guys out there from New Zealand, and Fiji that might probably work out. But to be quite honest, it's no. Mm-hmm. It's enough. Don't saturate the market.
They're gonna do it like a reality show when they do all shoot brands and all that.
It's just enough. Enough of it.
Enough. But yeah, NXT UK.
Yeah.
Bravissimo.
Keep it very professional and classy. Loved it. And another takeover in the books. Not a bad show.
I actually had a conversation with someone. Apparently, they said that, you know what? For an takeover, it wasn't that great.
But you can't really judge it as an NXT really takeover because it's UK. They have their own spin on it.
You know what I told that person?
Fuck off.
Yo, suck my dick from the back.
Okay, I was kind of. Oh, it's Bear Money. Bear Money's in the house.
Hey, shout out to James Storm.
Where he at?
Where he at though?
Money. He was in NXT for one day, but
yeah, until he was just for some reason he was nah, I gotta go back. Yeah. I gotta go back to TNA. It was just yo, was Dixie Carter's pussy that good? You gotta go back. What happened?
Speaking of, where the fuck is EC3? Now that you just said Dixie Carter,
who?
He just popped up in my sack.
Who?
I feel so bad for you. I think I said this on the episode.
He's another one.
I just feel so bad for him.
Just from the beginning, you brought him up, and he reminds me of Apollo Crews.
But I feel like he had a character.
Yes, he already had a persona.
Yeah,
he was only in NXT briefly. It was just hey,
just to get his little feet wet back.
Just get your you're in. We're gonna introduce you. You're not gonna do anything. You're gonna be in these these high spots. You're going up to the monster, to the main roster. That's what it was.
The monster. That's what we should call it. The monster. You going up to the monster.
Just like
they should just send him, put him back in NXT.
Nah, but then he look.
No.
It's just because then it looks like
They're not doing nothing with him. If you're not doing with nobody on the rosters, you got other options at this point.
True.
You got other options.
For him personally, it would be more. You already know how I feel about stuff like that. But when I tell you, for him, he doesn't belong in NXT. He just does not belong in NXT.
Yeah, he's a main roster player.
He's for what NXT is, he's already established. He doesn't need it. If he's there, it would be great, personally. But like, this is his time, like, to be in the spotlight, and he has not given that opportunity, not even close. Like, I can't even remember the last time that I was just like, oh, he's actually like on the main card show, at a house show, at Raw, at SmackDown, and it's just like, what did you do?
And then even with him beating Ambrose after all the things that has transpired
On a squash job.
I'm about to say that.
And he got heat for it.
That probably was like a punishment for Ambrose, not even a push for like EC3.
No,
see anything from like 2020.
Even Dean Ambrose spoke about it. He was like, I feel so bad for the guy. He's like, he got more heat than I did. And he went over.
He went over. That was his biggest. Probably.
But there was like nothing. Like, fucking EC3 is fucking money.
Nah, he is money.
He is fucking money.
He's not gonna cut through on that Raw roster.
If anything, if they keep the tag team that didn't just happen overnight, I would love to see if they bring him along. He fits into that little persona, a little dickhead. There's maybe like a little extra help, a little valet, some shit like that.
A little muscle.
Yeah, a little muscle. They could scoop him from Yo, honestly, it'll be so meta if they just walk in, they see EC3 at catering. It's like, you.
Who
Mr.
are
EC-
you?
Yeah, Mr. EC3, I remember you. Like,
Didn't you
want to roll with us?
Didn't you used to be somebody?
Yeah.
In a small promotion, and now you're in a big promotion. Now you're just pretty much a small fish in a big pond.
Well, hopefully with the drive,
Like, I know
this
you.
hopes things up.
EC3. I don't know. It's really depending who really wants to take charge of him. Who wants to be like, hey, we're gonna bring you in. Is it gonna be Paul Heyman or is it gonna be Eric Bischoff? I think he'll benefit a little bit more
On the Bischoff side?
on the Bischoff side, correct. I think he'll be great on SmackDown. I think
Yeah, because EC3 is kind of like he has a little WCW-ish in him.
yeah.
Yeah, like a little, like most of like wrestlers from back then. Like a little WCW.
Yeah.
He's not really like a Paul Heyman, nitty-gritty,
No.
work rate. But Bischoff could get that
And he
character
can
up.
be.
More character based.
But I think more character based, I think he would benefit working, on
On the
SmackDown.
Bischoff side. Yeah, another thing with EC3, we talked about it before. I think two things did him in. He was a TNA. Like, he was a WWE guy that jumped to TNA, that came back.
No, I'm sorry.
But
He didn't
FCW,
jump. He was let go.
But still.
Let's establish that.
Still. He was an FCW guy, went to TNA. He came back. And then also, when he did come up, they was like, oh, we need more people. And they brought the Ricochets, Aleister Blacks, and the Garganos and Ciampas. And that left him to catering.
Wasteland.
And he got lost.
Actually, didn't he get brought up before these guys?
No, he did. That's what I'm saying. So you know how when we get brought up, you kind of have like maybe 2 or 3 weeks where they really try to like put you on the main roster. But I think after that second week, that's when they brought the 4 up, and he just got. Whoosh.
I remember if no one noticed this, but for like a hot month, for some reason, creative got into a thing about abs. So it became like, who had the better abs? Was it Finn Balor or was it EC3? For a month. No, I don't think anyone really noticed it, but there was like, what's up with these weird ab things that you guys have? Like, don't get me wrong. I wish I had abs like these guys, but I was like, well, whose idea is this? Like, you know what? We're going to do this.
But, shout out to our guy EC3. Hopefully he lands on his feet. Let's get into the show in Chicago.
All in? Nope. All out.
Homecoming. All Out. I thought All Out was a great show. And like I was telling the guys earlier before, it was kind of my real first, like, helping and taste of AEW, seeing what they're going to offer, especially so close to the TV. So you kind of see, like, everything they really trying to, like, bring forward. I'm liking what I'm seeing. I do like how it does come off as a alternative to WWE. It comes off as a different product. That's another thing that, like, TNA they didn't really get like when they was trying to compete. Like it really just turned into like WWE Light. But the way that AEW, like their characters and their wrestlers and like the way they shoot shit, it seems like a different promotion. Also, like with Pharaoh coming to the ring, like when's the last time a dog has ever like been part of an entrance? Like so you can tell this is not WWE. This is a new company and a new vision.
And a horse.
Oh yeah, see that? Like when have you ever really seen like animals? But just like I said, like different shit.
I haven't seen it since WrestleMania 9 at Caesar's Palace.
The Toga Party, and you have a fucking Jungle Boy and his pet dinosaur.
It was what, pet day that day? Everybody just bringing a pet to
It's
work?
just a boy and his dinosaur.
But yeah, All Out. I loved it. Thought it was great. I know some people was upset that Omega and Pac went on second, but as you can see with the card, like that was probably the best spot for that match in the opener, and then you have everything else later.
And it was a great match.
If you try to jam pack the Omega, Pac, Young Bucks, Lucha Bros, and
it's
Jericho
too much.
and Hangman back to back to back, it will be.
It's too much.
Yeah,
it's too elite.
But the crowd is gonna end up getting tired. That's why you need to spread it out.
You got to know how to sequence a card and stuff.
Because people was like, "Oh, this is going on second." I was like, "What?"
Honestly, I think when you put on a show, I think a lot of people like have a lot of bad misconceptions or misinterpretations of,
because it has to flow well.
That's the whole point of it. Like you can't have two bangers back to back. You'll get exhausted after that first one, and then when the second one comes, it could be fucking the most amazing. It could be an 8-star match, but you know what? It'll be to a point with the crowd is gonna be like,
they still have to recharge.
I'm a little tired.
That's what I think. Lately with WWE, been doing with their pay-per-views, like they've been starting off a big match, like we've been seeing like a Becky match or something.
Yeah, just
set
get
the
a
tone.
especially in the opener too, while people
Yeah.
are still like very hyped up. You keep them, and that translates.
Yeah, same
into
thing.
the-
People are like, why are they going on first? And it's just like, like no, like you understand.
Yeah,
Like,
to let y'all know, this is really happening. Like
that's a
going on
huge
first.
for you to put someone out there to start off an event. Like it's a huge responsibility.
Yeah, I think let's say
You're
Stone
setting-
Cold said it like there's only like two really like the opener and the
And
main
the
event.
close. Everything else is like it has to be a flow.
But I liked it. I liked like I love like the gimmicks they have down in AEW. That's why I'm excited for TV, so I can finally like really get the gist of most of these guys, especially like that tag team, the Dark Order. I like the ring work, but I don't really know too much of the characters. I know some people hate them, but I actually kind of like them. Like
And he had going up against the best friends,
yeah,
Chucky T and my
Chuck
man,
Beretta.
Mr. Beretta.
Any matches that stood out to you or anything you liked about All Out?
Yeah, the Paige and not Paige, Pac.
Paige.
Not Paige, Pac. Not Paige.
We didn't say Paige.
Pac and Omega. Shout out to Pac.
Mm-hmm. I put my tinfoil hat on. I wonder if he was going to be like the special guest if Moxley didn't throw out his elbow, because it does seem like Moxley said I couldn't go, and all of a sudden they had
the
Pac
staff
lined up.
infection.
Yeah,
The way he was just.
no, he was just he's just available.
The
Like,
way he was all in.
yeah, like Pac's here, so let's just get the Omega and Pac match. And then some people was mad that Omega lost. I'm like, Omega can take losses.
Oh yeah, I noticed that the record.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that.
I don't know how I feel about that either.
Yeah, it had so like anytime they come out, you see their record.
Oh, like a win-loss. Cody said that
Yeah.
that is going to matter. I actually like that.
It's don't know how I feel about that. I'm gonna let that marinate, see how and where this goes.
Yeah.
Like, so you really got to wait for the TV tapings
Cause
to
I
like
could get-
really see the gist.
Yeah, because I could get lost in translation, so I'm going to just wait out and see.
They're going to
how
start bumping it up like Goldberg. He's
Yeah.
1584 and 0. Like, hold up, he's just been on TV for like 3 months. What the fuck?
Where the hell were all these small house shows?
Yeah, I think it was just important for Pac to get the win, even politics-wise.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Because, say if he came in, he lost this match to Omega.
Yeah, it's like the reverse WWE.
Yeah.
Because he's like the WWE guy coming in.
That was kind of also, I don't know how real it was, but that was kind of one of the talks. Because I know when he was originally supposed to have that match for,
oh, the first one.
Yeah, it
first
wasn't
match
not to
against Paige.
lose, right?
yeah, he was just like, I'm still coming in hot. Like, I can't lose.
Yeah, he can't lose. He can't lose.
He couldn't lose. And I understood that. Like, I understood that 100%. But I know he had his visa problem, so that couldn't, that wasn't a thing.
But yeah, that was my main takeaway. Like, after the match, everybody was crying. It was like Omega lost. Like, how can he lose? I'm like, Omega can take losses.
Because you have fucking fanboys that are like, oh my God, Kenny.
Yeah. Whoa, Kenny.
Calm, jizz in my face. Kenny Omega. The bout machine. Oh my God, it fell over. Like,
I heard that like 5 times on the match. He's the bout machine. I'm like, shut up, Jay.
And he's great, but this was one of those things that
I'm not gonna hurt him.
It's a build up. It's just like, wow, like he's the first person to like actually make him pass out. That's something you can build off.
And he still looks strong at the end.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Then he still looks strong.
But this was also Pac's like, I'm coming in strong on this one.
Yeah, you need to throw the spotlight on him. Omega's down with the All Elite squad. You guys nothing to worry about on that.
I was thinking too, maybe if they want to carry this into TV, because Kenny hasn't really been wrestling that much since he left New Japan.
All of them.
They haven't really been wrestling that much. I want to know if, especially for Kenny, because he is like the bout machine. He's the pure wrestler out the group. Maybe he's like lost a step. Maybe like storyline wise, like he's been losing, and it was like, what happened? Like, we finally go on TV, and now you can't win a match type shit like that. Like something with like a losing streak. Storyline for Kenny, I think will probably be good for his character.
One thing I can honestly say, and I do appreciate in some ways, they've gotten away from the whole "we are the elite."
Yeah, they all haven't really been as a group together.
Exactly, and I appreciate that.
I think that would have came off very crazy. Like
it wouldn't look right on TV.
No, it looks because it almost looks like. Like if you had the NWO and they just bringing motherfuckers in, it's like, no, we have our own creative control. This is what we do. Blah, 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 blah. Yada, yada, yada.
They could down the line turn it. This is the thing too. Now with these guys in such high profile positions publicly, for storyline wise, it could turn into some shit like that. Maybe down the line.
But that's a thin line, because I'm on WCW when Hogan first came out to be the third man, and that was a new thing.
He's the third man.
Everybody was excited.
Which side is he on? What a fucking line. It's so funny now when he comes. What side is he on? And like pure, never turned heel ever. Hogan walking out to the ring.
That was a great heel turn.
What side is he on?
For like 2 years, that was a good thing. But then WCW went from just being the WCW show to like, this is the NWO show. Even the mid card was NWO. You like everything was NWO.
They even had a completely strict NWO show. It was just like, and they're like, they
sold out.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's that. What that built that company up with the whole Hogan thing also was its downfall.
That's true.
You don't want to get too
like the WWE DVD.
Yeah. It's true.
I'm still waiting for the rise and fall of the NWO.
No, I was saying, like, with the whole, like, them being prominent, they can, like, weave that into storyline, because as you see, the first opponent for Chris Jericho's belt is someone like the co-owner of the company, the one who started it. So you can have, like, somebody in the mid-card, like, it's always good to see Mr. Suit and Tie. How you get first in line type shit.
I don't know. I'm good with how they're doing things.
No, I'm just saying, just, like, they could not really weave it, but it's just something for storyline. It's like Cody, like how you get the first shot?
But then again,
there was no matches, there was no tournament to set up a number one. How all of a sudden, it's gonna be Chris Jericho, Cody Rhodes, number 9.
But a lot of it was because how it started off in social media. That's how that little seed was already planted, because he was giving him shit. It was like, literally, it took you less than 24 hours to lose the belt.
We'll get into that later, guys.
That's literally how the whole thing really kind of just came about. Cody was just like, you fucking imbecile.
You just lose the belt. Drinking all that bubbly.
The bubbly.
I would say the only thing that's really not sticking for me for AEW, the only drawback is the women's division. And also, I love, they are trying to give them shine, but it's just not really working yet, especially with, like, people that don't really know them, but just with, like, the Yoshis.
Yeah, even though, like,
the matches are good.
The matches are good. Yes,
but you just get like a little.
But it's also kind of like a little unknown. You know,
You're still not too certain with that.
No.
I can see it.
Yeah, that's like the only, I would say, because they're not perfect. So that's like the only, I would say the only thing for AEW is that the women's division has yet to really, because they aren't on TV, granted, but their women's division and then that Yoshi.
It's still
figured out.
But that's why it's a little difficult. And I think once we kind of get into TV,
everybody can get fleshed out a little.
Exactly. Now it's more like, hey, we're establishing who is what and where they are, where they stand. So I think it's a little difficult to kind of just put that out. Like, that's how a lot of people are like, oh, I don't understand why they're putting all these matches out, like, out of the thin air. It's like, unless you follow what some of these people have been doing on social media, that's
you
really
want to get it.
Like, you really wouldn't get it from that part. So a lot of the stuff that's going on is more on it's very savvy. It's very interesting. And it's just like, look, you got to really follow. You got to know what the inside jokes on these shits are. And
you can, I know somebody on Reddit page, he also said this is another thing All Elite Wrestling they have to do once they start going to TV. He says, like you said, with all the, like different videos and shit.
Yeah.
He says it's all over the place.
Yeah.
Like Elite or the Young Bucks or Cody, they'll have their shit on their page, but not on the All Elite Wrestling page.
It's like isolated, like they gotta reel it all in.
He feels like it all should be, once they hit TV, everything should be on the
same
AEW,
content, nothing separate.
Mm-hmm.
True.
Like I don't really watch most of the
I agree with that. It's just because like you have people that once AEW kind of like really
especially
started,
the casuals, like who's like, oh, AEW.
Now you got people who are just gonna flutter in because like I want to be cool, I want to be part of like, you know, like I want to be anti WWE, which by the way I kind of wanted to go ahead and say like, don't feed into which promotion is better and which promotion should surpass who. Enjoy the fucking product for what it is. Enjoy fucking wrestling. Like
your man CM Punk said that.
Exactly, and I'm following. And once he said that, I was like, I've been preaching that from like episode 2 or 3. Like long-term fucking booking, motherfuckers.
The article.
Like enjoy it. That no one should be going off saying, hey, AEW is gonna overrun WWE. This WWE is gonna put AEW. It's like, no, just fucking enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said before, for people that was complaining about the Attitude Era and all this, and now y'all want another war. I thought y'all were just complaining about this. Like, what do y'all want?
I'll never forget watching these little kids like, oh, they should bring back the Attitude Era. I was like, no, because you sensitive fucks is the reason why the kid ran away from that shit.
Yeah,
they don't know what they want.
Fickle. We want
Fickle. Speaking about Attitude Era, I'm glad you said that. I got a little bone to pick with Mr. Cody Rhodes.
Oh.
A little bone. Oh. Not just a little sly motherfucker.
Okay, well.
Because Cody, he's a big proponent on, we know we got to ditch the Attitude Era, and this is our new era.
Mm-hmm.
His match was very Attitude Era-esque.
I mean,
it was a very crash booking, a lot of moving parts.
Mm-hmm.
Of like run-ins galore. Like it honestly, Cody's match was like the closest thing to like Attitude Era match on that card.
Well, even from how that match started with Shawn Spears, took a fucking clean shot, headshot, unprotected. That hasn't been seen, and people call a lot of shit.
They got to be careful with that.
Yeah, and a lot of people thought like that was, that was supposed to be a little too far. I was like, no, that was how he wanted
story.
It. That was the whole story. Shawn Spears became the chairman. It was great. It was fucking great.
But no, I thought I was the only one that picked that up. I was like, because he says like, not like, I don't know if it's for show or not, but he was like, we gotta get past the Attitude Era, blah, blah, blah. But then his match was like very wink wink, very associated closely, especially with the Arn Anderson run in, which was really dope.
Double A still got it.
And then caused a little rift between Tully Blanchard and Double A. Like, what are you doing? He's my guy. We're supposed to be 4 horsemen.
Well, it was really cool seeing. It's 2019 and Arn Anderson is still giving out spine busters. That is really dope.
There's 2 people that I can tell you give out some fucking amazing spine busters. Double A is one of them, believe it or not. Scott Dawson, man, he says Double A was his big inspiration throwing out a good. I appreciate a really good spine buster,
especially when we got the finesse to it. It
you
looks
got
so
the
smooth.
finesse. It has to be compact, clean.
You gotta have that impact.
Even Sean Spears, you could tell he was a little giddy because he was about to take the bump. Because he even walked into AA like, ooh, I'm about to
take me.
You think Double A caught on Flair after that? You seen that? I still got it. You seen it, Nate?
Well, it was really cool, but like I said, I'm not knocking it because I love shit like that. I think honestly that's kind of what wrestling at its best. Was like a lot of moving parts and things are like everything has importance to it, especially because MJF was on the outside too. That was another person on the outside, another storyline because everybody's waiting on the eventual turn. We don't know who's turning on who.
Between
MJF and Cody. People have said like that. Think once they hit TV, that's going to be like their storyline. That's probably
could be, but I don't see that happening anytime soon.
No, not anytime soon. They just said that's like their storyline in the pocket.
Long-term booking on that.
It should be long-term booking because like you said, most people haven't really checked out AEW,
or even watch being the Elite
or any indie.
So that'd be like Cody be perfect to put him on like TV. And
Cody,
like.
And then. Because he's not playing a heel when he's besides Cody.
No. And that's kind of where I was like, I wanted to bring that up because I was like, I'm very interested to see how that dynamic is because MJF is a fucking beast. He's a full-blown great heel. At 25, like, the kid is fucking gold.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but I'm very interested to kind of really see how it all goes because you don't really see like when they're together is like he's still MJF.
He has a little.
He still has some sauce, but it's like no, like
it's not the full.
He almost takes it as like no, Cody's my mentor.
So that's what I'm saying. Like when they get on TV, you can start doing like a la Triple H, and Batista, like a little nuances here and there.
Nah, I think that's what they should do. Like a lot of the top guys should be building up to a guy that's not known as well off TV.
That's why I feel like Kenny Omega could take some losses down the line just to like prop people up because he's always gonna have a spot. Like you're gonna tell me if Kenny Omega loses 5 in a row, people are just gonna stop caring about him?
Yeah, because if the
elite
guys
buried, shuffle.
Yeah, because if the elite guys win all the time, then
it's just gonna look like the elite wrestling. Like why are we here? Well,
low side note though, Kylie Ray stepped away from AEW.
Oh yeah, I heard.
Yeah,
I heard. You know, that's actually one of my favorite lines from like Friday After Next.
What?
And people don't ever really laugh when that shit comes on. When they see Damon for the first time, and he was like, "Yo, I heard you was in prison." He was like, "Yeah, I was in prison." He was like, "Yeah, yo, nothing but the fellas." And Mike Epps was like, "Yo, I heard." Yeah, like, I don't know why that shit is so funny. He was like, "Cause in the pen ain't nothing but the fellas." He was like, "I heard."
Oh man.
Let me see what else matches.
Wait, the Young Bucks and Lucha Bros.
Before we jumped in, I was gonna say with the Best Friends that match and Mr.
Cool Orange Cassidy,
Mr. Fresh Squeeze, my mood at every party I'm in. I am Orange Cassidy at every party I'm in, except for the shades.
He like, shorty, I could do it no hands.
He could do it no hands.
He's what you call way too tranquilo.
Way too tranquilo. But
times 2.
And when I was saying with AEW, it seems very fresh because like some of the gimmicks from their wrestlers is something that WWE would never really capitalize on or even like portray. Like very meta stuff. Like the Best Friends with the hugging. Like Vince McMahon would have a fucking stroke.
Actually, I think he would be. I think he would actually love that shit for some reason.
Oh, because they did have Chuck and
Chuck and Billy.
Yeah.
Chuck and Billy. But I'm saying like Best Friends like hug like and gets a big pop, and then somebody that just pops up like Orange Cassidy popped up in an arena, hands in his pocket, didn't do nothing, and got almost like a Stone Cold level pop.
He is Jim Cornette's worst nightmare. He's like, this isn't fucking wrestling at all.
He almost caught a stroke. What the fuck is this?
Like literally, man was in. Lights come up, man is in the middle of the ring, hands in pocket, and people are going like he didn't not a microphone, not doing a move, just hands in pocket.
Didn't lose the glasses, going through the ropes, pulled up a nice kip up.
My man had the Johnny Cage glasses on.
And then I think I said this.
Those are $500 glasses, you asshole.
I think I said this too, like in one of our last episodes, like a easy story too for like Orange Cassidy. Is like when his hands come out the pockets. Like if somebody could push him to that level where like where he like really like all right, you know what? Because you like we said like he can go like this guy can really
throw some hands.
Who you think would be the person to set that storyline up for?
I don't know. But it has to be somebody really.
Gotta be an asshole, real asshole to do that.
Maybe MJF if he really goes after like if he does do a heel turn and he has like some momentum, he goes after Orange Cassidy or something. But I'm just whenever. But that moment when Orange Cassidy takes his hands out his pockets to really do some damage is going to get. That's going to be another big pop down the line. Long-term booking.
Yeah. It could be.
Because it tells itself. Like,
yeah, but no time soon. Like,
this man, he's too cool. But like that person who gets his hands out of his pocket, like it's really
like I'm about to throw hands.
Just like the Tyler Bate and the one kick out. Like it's just so easy. And then whoever's the person to bring it out, it'll be really cool. But
for me, I actually really like the Jurassic Express and
SCU. Shout out to my guys.
I think they should be the first tag team champions. Jungle Boy and his pet dinosaur.
I loved it. Even with the addition of Marco Stunt, like I fucking loved it. Like that was for me the first time that Luchasaurus like really impressed the fucking shit out of me. Like Homeboy was legit doing some fucking cruiserweight moves.
No, I like him.
And it was smooth like a baby's bottom. Like they were crisp. Like he was pulling shit off and I was like, fuck, like you're fucking money. You're 6'8" and you pulling off this shit.
That's what I said. I really think they should be the first.
And they worked well because like I've seen them, like other shit before, but I'm like
they get into like a little final, like getting into gear now. Now that TV's around the corner, like they really getting it.
I honestly I think they're gonna be probably like one of like the hottest team.
That's what I said. I think that's why they should put the belts on them. I don't think the Bucks need the belt, the first inaugural champions.
No,
they don't really need the belt. And I feel like Jungle Boy, because like I said with AEW. This is a fresh like vision. Yeah. So the champions, even though Chris Jericho is the champion, but it's best for business because he is probably their biggest like household name. Yeah. Their champion should be something fresh, especially Jungle. Like people who's watching WWE and they're like, "What's this AEW? A Jungle Boy and his pet dinosaur?
Luchasaurus. Who is this other short person that looks like he's like 4'5", 4'5", and look like he weighs like a grain of rice."
But yeah, I think they should be their first tag team champions.
I agree with you. I'm high on my guys over there.
That should be the inaugural
I'm just still laughing. This is kind of very random, but it's just the reason why I brought it up because Marco Stunt is fucking small and it's like nothing. So I know in House of Glories they have this one guy who's pretty much like their champion, and he has like the most amazing name. Hails from Queens. And he sells merch. Want to know what his name is?
What's his name?
Mantequilla.
Mantequilla.
Translated into butter. Okay, his name is Mantequilla. But this is what the most hilarious part. When they come in and they'll be like, all right, he weights in and blah, blah, blah pounds. It's just like he's coming in weighing in 156 sticks of butter.
Like butter, baby.
Mantequilla. It's just, yo, it's the most fucking hilarious fucking shit ever.
No, probably when we go to House of Glory to check that. I haven't really came across that. That sounds really fucking fun.
October 5th, people. October 5th.
Let's get into the ladder ambulance match.
R.I.P.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. Just hit
that
the club.
match. And this was my point before. Like if we had Kenny and Pac right before that, you mean
the Escalera de Muerte?
Yeah, that match was fucking cool.
Yo, what was my favorite spot in the match when they both was on different sides of the ring.
Oh, like you gonna do it?
You gonna do it?
Are you gonna do it? You gonna do it? You gonna do it? You gonna do it?
If you gonna take my man out, I'm gonna take you out. I'm gonna take him out.
I think they did like twice. They did that like twice in that match. Not like the same spot, but just that same like if you gonna do it, I'm gonna do it.
All I know for me was that Canadian Destroyer.
Tyree the
Destroyer literally from the top of the ladder into the fucking table.
And it looked so pretty. Like
it was so pretty. It was so clean. It was safe.
I could tell that shit looked so pretty because I showed my friend. She doesn't watch wrestling. I showed her that. And she sounded like Joey Styles. She was like, oh my God. Literally that. I showed her that. She was like, what? Like that.
Even I was like, what?
That just comes with the chemistry with them,
And then, like, it's just honestly, it looks. If I don't know if you're living on the rock, if you turn it to Patrick Star, but if you have not seen that spot,
Cero miedo.
Like the way, like I said, the camera angle was perfect too. Nigga did the flip, and then the way Jackson was coming down, and then great, it was through a table. A Canadian destroyer off the ladder to a table.
That was
perfect.
It was perfect.
Like Kobe with the fucking 10 gif. That was like I said, I literally screamed, and I don't scream often unless I see like a roach.
Yeah, I was just like,
what? It was going in. Shout out to the Lucha Bros.
And then on the sad note, we had Nick Jackson
almost died.
Almost died. And that's also another thing that AEW I want to talk about. Now that they are going to TV, are they doing any house shows?
As of right now, I don't know.
So
I
it's
know
just TV and then
it's
shows.
just TV. I think eventually it's gonna end up happening. They're just still
okay. Now, for what I was saying with the TV and stuff, and it has to show like the style, like stuff has to be like they can't go all out. No,
it's also
every match, like every match from not even the Young Bucks, but every match from everybody on that card can't be.
You can't be expecting a 5-star match every.
Yeah, they can't go crazy because then they'll like.
But there's some people that are like that, like the Bucks.
Mm-hmm.
They'll tell you it's like we've wrestled, like in front of 40 people. And then thousands of people, and they're like, we've never changed our style. When we go, we're gonna give people quality matches. Same thing with Will Ospreay.
Every Shawn Michaels like.
I seen Ospreay literally fucking go balls to the wall with like fucking 5 people.
Mm-hmm.
And the people will be like, it's not that necessary. Like, just chill back. They're like, no. Like, they have that mentality where
we know what we're doing.
We know what, not only we know what we're doing, but it's also like, I want people to fucking be wowed every time. Doesn't matter what scene, whatever. My style is not gonna change at all.
But thing with that, they probably could do that, but the people they facing, besides the Lucha Bros, they probably won't keep up.
That's what I'm saying, like everybody on the card too, because now this is not really like an indie show, like every month and a half or like 2 months booking. Like you're gonna be on TV like every week with travel.
Yeah.
So
especially when house shows come into play.
Yeah. So it's like you don't want to hear it, you don't want to be the party pooper, but just to make sure everybody's
and it's gonna take time. Like I'm not expecting them to have any house shows.
Probably till like 2020.
Yeah.
Yeah, like they're probably just gonna focus on TV and like the pay-per-views, like the last.
They need to be established, and then once they have that already gone, it's like okay, now we can kind of like
do some more house shows.
We can start doing some more stuff like this.
Yeah. Definitely for sure. Probably by like summertime, they're gonna do a house show and stuff like that.
Because even with NXT, like they did the exact same thing. They were only stuck in doing Full Sail, and then it got to a point. I was like, okay, good. We can start touring. We can start doing these little, And
the Florida shows are good too because those are the people that's not really on NXT getting there.
Like,
that's their version of NXT.
When that was the thing that they would not only do the stuff that they did in Full Sail, but then they would travel around in Florida. But then it got to a point. I was like, okay, cool. We got a name out there. Now we can kind of go and do other shows in other different places. Like we can actually go, like, all right, maybe once every 3 weeks or every 4 weeks, we're gonna go on tour for a couple of days, just so like it helps character. Mm-hmm. It helps people kind of get to know you a little bit better.
And you like dropped into a new place.
Exactly.
Like
so it's also for character development and just kind of also put it out there.
Yeah. How you felt about the LAX?
I liked it. I loved it. I don't know. As TNA, do they have like a little relationship or is LAX
they done.
TNA or
they done? No,
okay.
Yeah. They were. So the thing is that when they were over in Impact, we can't say TNA anymore. Okay.
Okay, yeah, I keep forgetting.
Yeah, we can't say that.
They done. They going.
They were actually leading up to like the last one. Like they were working without a contract. They were just kind of working on handshake agreements. And then it was the same thing. House of Glory. Event.
Handshake.
No, that was like their last indie show. With the same thing. Okay. Same thing with the Bucks. Same thing with Private Party. That was it. And a lot of people kind of like had the suspicion is like, all right, they're gonna be AEW because they didn't want to say because I know, the game was looking at them. Triple H was like, kind of want to bring LAX in as well.
That's the thing with the X. How are they able to keep the name? Did they trademark it?
No. Or? So with Impact is actually a little bit different. So now like they had a thing, and this is kind of going back to
the Matt
Hardy and the broken gimmick is just like no, like you're kind of like you can do your own thing. You can keep your own.
Okay.
So that's kind of like how like EC3 was able to kind of keep his name You know, and he didn't have to go into something Bateman, whatever he was known for.
Yeah, that's a big move.
Dixie Carter's nephew.
Exactly, which they still kind of like randomly reference once in a blue moon. So I kind of like how they kind of keep that around.
I like it. I think AEW's tag team division is going to be fucking
tag team division stacked.
Yeah,
jump.
Santana and Ortiz.
Shout out to the original LAX too.
Yeah.
That was probably one of my favorite tag teams.
Yeah.
The original LAX.
Homicide.
And not even nothing about the fucking wrestling and none of their moves. That entrance they had their own entrance with the fucking barbed wire and the gate. It was different from the Impact Zone. It was the LAX Zone.
My man Conan.
Which was his original concept. And then I remember last year they had the OGs.
Versus them. I like that too. That was like a good match. The OGs versus the new LAX. But I'm happy LAX are in AEW. Actually, AEW, that tag team division is going to be jumping from the start.
Take notes, Connecticut.
Take notes, Connecticut. Now they just like pair up some random tag teams again. We probably might get who can we bundle up now? Probably get Andrade and Buddy Murphy. Call on Andrade Murphy. Give him like an Eddie.
He's like, yo, you know what? Eddie Murphy's making a comeback.
Andrade Murphy.
The Murphy name is out there right now. It's hot.
They give Andrade classes to do that laugh. We'll get into the main event. Chris Jericho versus Hangman Page. Like I said before, the right man won. I know a lot of people are crying that Hangman, but Hangman wasn't ready for a new promotion going on to new TV. Chris Jericho was the guy to be holding the strap.
I don't know why anybody was surprised. Like, you could tell.
I mean, I already knew Jericho was gonna go over on that.
Cause they got on Marquee. It was like he could possibly win it. He's gonna win. No. Chris Jericho winning the AEW championship was the best thing.
I knew Jericho. You know he was gonna win the strap when they did the NBA playoffs thing, and they were saying Jericho's name in the promo.
Yeah, like it's just like Chris Jericho has the biggest name out of anybody in that company. Like people who got out of wrestling maybe during the Attitude Era, if they see him, they're like, oh, Chris Jericho's still around. So he is kind of like the version of Hulk Hogan, almost.
He's the Trojan horse.
Yeah. Like, not saying he is Hulk Hogan, but he's kind of is like the version of Hulk Hogan to a degree. Well, like, people really know him.
He's like Jeff Jarrett when he was on when TNA was, TNA. Like, really? Jeff Jarrett was the most known name.
Oh, yeah, true. Well, he was King of the Mountain.
Yeah, King of the Mountain.
That's true, because when I started watching TNA, I was like, why is Jeff Jarrett always holding the championship? And then I found out he was
Homeboy did not want to let that title go.
He took that everywhere. Shower.
He really just stunned. He really was like, I want to let you know I'm the owner of this company, right?
No, because I remember, I was like, why is Jeff Jarrett always the champion? And then I looked up Wikipedia. It was like, oh, TNA ran by Jeff. I was like, oh, no wonder.
I remember when he used to have the show on, like, I think it was like Fox Sports.
Yeah, I used to watch it. It used to come on like 4 o'clock.
Yeah, it was very random. It was like, but it was cool. It was like after school. I was like, oh, I'm watching this.
Abyss, Mountie, all of them. Jeff Hardy was on there. You like,
Team Canada.
Ooh, I was just about to say that was my fucking favorite team. Oh my God, I used to love Team Canada. I don't know why. But I used to love them.
You had Bobby Roode.
Much.
You had Petey Williams.
Yeah.
You had Eric Young was on there.
X Division was hot. Young AJ Styles.
Team Canada. That was the shit. Especially I liked it because Petey Williams, his fucking finisher was homage to the fucking team.
You know what Team Canada reminded me of? In WCW, remember when Lance Storm and them was there and they had the
Un-Americans?
And they put the belt Canadian, the Canadian flag. Woo! That was the good old days.
Team Canada. Probably have to have like people we missed. Probably have an episode like that. But yeah, Team Canada was the shit. But anything you liked about the match? People, it started off slow, but it should have started off slow. Like Jericho is fucking almost 50. Like this ain't Lionheart. This ain't Jericho from Japan.
I mean, I wasn't.
No, but I'm saying that was like some of the criticism online. It was like, oh, it started slow. I'm like,
it was
it's the first championship match in your fucking company. Let it breathe. Like, niggas expecting PWG kickouts 2 minutes in type shit.
I mean, it was alright. you're gonna get most of like Jericho's matches. Are gonna be like that, especially when he's doing TV weekly.
The bubbly.
So I don't know what y'all gonna expect. Y'all not gonna be getting no 5-star matches from Jericho. So it's like
Get 3 in the mic.
Yeah.
And then it's also good for when they start TV. It's easier to book TV when you have like a chicken shit heel.
The bubbly.
And like you need like a baby face to chase.
Let's just get right into it. Let's get into it. Because Chris is just saying it.
The bubbly.
Let's get into it.
Bubbly made him
How
lose his
do
title.
you lose a belt?
In less than 20 more motherfucking hours.
Well, he lost it at a steakhouse. What was the name of it?
Longhorn Steakhouse.
This nigga has
We're expecting that to be the next new theme that they're gonna have at an AEW pay-per-view.
It wasn't even Outback.
the Longhouse, whatever. Steakhouse robbery.
We already got the Crackle Barrel match.
I want to say before we jump, that match I was sports entertained.
It was great.
That match, that was like sports entertainment to a fucking T. I never thought I would see a fucking skateboard with thumbtacks, ollie, offensive move in my life. Like, that show gave me 2 things I thought I would never see. 2 things. I've been watching wrestling for almost 2 decades now. That show, All Out, I saw 2 things I've never seen before. So, Cracker Barrel, I was entertained. I was there. I just know, like, no, a lot of people are using this thumbtacks in the mouth spot. I think the Briscoes or Adam Cole, one of them came up with that first.
I don't remember.
But that was like the first one to use like the thumbtacks in the mouth, and then, like a lot of people have been like using it after. And then he kind of fucked up with the duct tape, but it was all cool.
It was,
I had fun.
but it was also a tough thing because we could take out duct tape and then be able to do that. I was like,
and then the truss fall with the barrel to that had fucking. But I liked it though. People was like, "Oh, you shouldn't have sponsors," but I was like, "It fit the theme, Cracker Barrel."
it was. I thought it was good. The Crackle Barrel match.
It was like a little fella.
It was used. It was the barrels were used perfectly.
It was very creative to tie that in.
It was like wacky tag. It wasn't like the Cracker Barrel AEW Championship.
We're gonna have
match.
I'm telling you, it's all publicity. Now they're gonna have the Longhorn match.
The robbery. Who done it?
You know what was even crazy?
What?
On SmackDown, Corey
I peeped.
Corey Graves' Savage line.
He said,
So basically, when they were having like the 24/7 title change and everything else, they, and you had Drake Maverick finally winning it, and he leaves. He was just like, "Oh, Drake Maverick just won the title. I'm pretty sure he's probably gonna take his wife into a limo," and it was just like, "God damn it, Corey."
he gonna take his wife into a limo.
He's gonna take the title basically with his wife and in the limo and then go to a restaurant.
Yo, that was such a line, right? Yo, Corey Graves sometimes he having them little lines and
Corey Graves okay. I actually like Corey Graves. He reminds me when Punk used to be on the commentary.
Yeah.
When he was like rehabbing from that injury. Punk was great. That was like month and a change.
Yeah.
Like I remember I thought it was like when John Cena was fucking with the Nexus and he like spilled his soda. He was like, "John, my diet soda." I don't know why that shit was so funny. He was like, "My diet soda."
or like when he was doing the commentary with the Cena match and stuff.
No. Like he was on commentary because I think he had an injury. And they just was like, "Yo, just go on commentary."
Go on
like
there.
honestly, those weeks on commentary, because he was like very meta. Because even they had like the King of the Ring tournament, and I remember he was like Kofi Kingston, and he would be like, "What about King Kofi Kingston?" He was like, "Sounds cool, but not good on the initials." Type. So like very like shit like that.
I just noticed that.
Like I think there's like a YouTube video is like the best of like CM Punk on commentary, and he was talking about Ted Turner and shit. And then there was like, we're in Orlando, Florida. It's like, what a dump. With the TNA shit. And then before we jump off, there was like, the storyline where like John Cena brought the ticket after he got fired.
Yeah, I remember.
And he was like, "Sure, he's fired, but let's promote his like new movie and put him on camera." or shit like that.
Because that's all John Cena needs is more time on the TV, so he can bury the next person.
That shit was so funny. He's like, "Yeah, sure, he's fired, but yeah, let's promote his new movie." Boom.
He's like, "What are we promoting? The Marine?"
Yeah. Oh my god. All Out was great. Thumbs up. We can get into speaking of King of the Ring, let's get into that King of the Ring. We had some upsets. The 2 people we picked that was going to win it both lost.
Some good storyline on SmackDown.
Yeah.
Chad Gable.
I like Chad.
Shout out to
I love
Bischoff.
Chad Gable, to be quite honest. I think it's a good move. I like it.
Him beating Andrade.
Soon as I seen that little banter with him and Andrade in the back, I said, yeah, he's gonna win. He's gonna
Because
win.
like the thing too, even with tournaments,
Because
they can always use the results to build further storylines. Because even after the tournament, maybe Andrade was like, "Yo, you got lucky."
Yeah.
Something so easy and simple.
But with someone like Chad Gable, I think this was necessary because he just got lost in the shuffle. And he's such a great.
I don't mean to laugh, but that was truly the symbolism of Chad. He got lost.
He was like, "Yo, you still here?"
No, really, like he got lost. But to be honest, like
he can go.
He can fucking go. I remember his first singles match after him and Jordan kind of like split because no one knows exactly what's gonna happen, whether he's retired or not. But his first match, I remember he went up against AJ Styles, but when they fucking brought that shit, that
was a great match right there.
That was a great fucking
on
match.
SmackDown. And then they didn't do nothing with him after that. Like,
nah, I've seen even in NXT. I just knew Chad Gable. When you see like, not to sound like one of their DVDs, but sometimes when you see people in NXT, you know they're like, given the right circumstances and the right storyline, they can bring in money. And I think Chad Gable is like money.
Yeah, I don't know.
He's an X Factor.
Yeah, I don't know if Bischoff was behind that, but shout out to whoever did that though to give.
I would love to see Bischoff draft Chad Gable, even though I feel like Paul Heyman would give him like take off the handcuffs a little in the ring for like the work rate. I feel like Bischoff, like with the character stuff, they could finally bring some character out of Gable.
But you know what? They started experimenting, and Paul Heyman has been a real advocate, you know, to say the least. Like he's been doing it. They're kind of letting these people now become their own person. They're not getting these scripted promos
as they should.
They're getting bullet points. They're like, I want you to get these things across now.
As they
and we saw it this past Monday. They're just like, okay, we've done it with a couple of people. Like, let's try to push it. They did it with Sasha. Mm-hmm. They're like, you know, they did it with Ray. It's like,
a better promo there because the other two didn't work out too well. And then,
no, but that's like, it's a good thing. I like how they're doing it.
You can tell the difference. Like, the thing is, too, I think, like, what Moxley said or something like that, is like, how can we regurgitate these words? These are not our words. And then to the character, this is not, like, as a character, as a person with a mic on a TV show, those are not your words.
And it's
you don't really get over like that.
It's a very Paul Heyman thing, because he's just like, no,
you're a big boy.
Let's do this. Like, it doesn't have to be scripted. As long as this gets across, the major points gets across, these are the bullet points. This is what I want you to talk about. Mm-hmm. Make it your own. Mm-hmm. It's like, okay, it gives them a little bit of more freedom. It gets them to develop their character a little bit more.
Nah, I've been preaching for it. They really, because during like the PG era, you can tell they were just reading fucking. It was just bland. It was like no emotion in anything.
They used to be reading off a teleprompter.
John Cena used to say he was just like, every fucking week I would come in and I would be handed a polished shit, and I have to sit there for 2 or 3 hours and think about how can I make this fucking polished shit good. Not smell, but enough to a point where it's tolerable. Like, that's how it was.
In every taping.
In every fucking... Not even that. It was just like, how do I fucking make this thing happen?
That's what I'm saying. You come to work every week.
Here's your shit.
I think that's the fourth... Yo, that's our new fourth host. That has to be here every time. A little bottle cap.
It's like awkward moment. It goes...
Yeah, but Raw this week was good. Mm-hmm. They kicked those things off right. How you felt about Raw this week? You seen it?
I caught glimpses of it. The Corbin match in Alexander was really good. That's another person I'm glad to. Like this is what especially the King of the Ring tournament is for people who don't really have that little character to get across. But if you're like very good with work rate and your in-ring is your shit, like this is like your spotlight.
And this was actually Corbin's fucking best singles match ever.
Yeah, I said that on Twitter. You know, I don't really bang with Corbin like that, but I was loving this.
Actually, I used to bang with Corbin. I'm still like a Corbin guy on the low.
I kind of like lost a little bit, like some traction after a while because he just became a little stale. Mm-hmm. I liked him when he was down in NXT.
I liked him in NXT, and even I liked him when he was the Constable. I thought that was like
it had his moments, like but there was just times like some of the promos was like this is just doesn't work for him.
The only thing I think because like the way WWE like book stuff, like if you're in a feud, you're gonna be booked for like 2-3 months straight. It was like he got stretched too thin with like that character with Steph Rollins, and it was like all right, Corbin, like please.
Yeah, it's like enough. And
Corbin could get the job done. I'm a big believer in Corbin.
And he's like I remember Scott Hall was actually a very big advocate of his. He's like,
Corbin has.
He's just like, this kid could be fucking money if done right.
What you about to say?
Yeah, I don't know if it's because he did a new attire. They've been talking about that lately on Twitter. He got like the new Miami bouncer like attire and stuff like that. But he's been getting it in and stuff. I like what he's doing there.
I like Baron Corbin. Baron Corbin, I think that's like a good like NXT success story. Like that hasn't really like, I guess because he's not really like an indie darling. He doesn't really like, but he's like one of their few like homegrown really that has really like came into prominence.
I feel like with the King of the Ring, his like characters flowing more well than before when it was like trying to force it too much on the title run and stuff.
Because tournaments make everything easier. You let people who not really good on the mic show off. One is easy ways to like book future storylines. Two, like the same shit what I said with Andrade and Gable. Maybe Gable after the tournament walking down, see Andrade parking lot, whatever backstage. It was like, yo, you got lucky.
Hold on, wait.
Yeah, like you.
Wait.
Why you looking at me like that? Like, you got lucky.
They should do King of the Ring every summer. Just to that's the dead point of the season for them.
I hate that they're still doing the whole fucking crown.
Oh, the crown thing. We have to see who's gonna win first.
I mean, you know they was gonna do that.
Oh, like enough.
We know they was gonna do that.
I actually liked it though because R-Truth used it to win. Like that's some funny shit because I didn't expect.
We gotta
talk about
of course the hot segment.
The Hug Life.
Nah, not there. We gonna get to that.
Oh, what's up,
Bray?
Oh, Bray. Oh yeah, Firefly Funhouse still the best thing going in WWE. They haven't ruined it yet. It's almost like 3 months now. They haven't ruined it.
Well, that's what happens when you get your own creative control about it.
I ain't doing this shit. Okay.
Like he told Vince, he's money. He's literally shuffling the bills in his mouth.
He probably showed him a picture of him and JoJo like, I know what I'm doing.
That's good shit.
Like, you know what, Bray? I think you knew what you're doing. Just do your shit.
It's like you went out there, you got yourself some Dominican pussy. Good shit.
It's the freedom of the world, man.
He's like, she turned me into the Fiend.
I would know if they would love if she comes like his mistress, some shit like that. Maybe like mask her up as well. You don't have to like show JoJo, but like mask her up like Mrs.
We need more like JoJo. I'm missing.
We
some
always
JoJo.
need more JoJo.
And Bo Dallas if he ever comes to the Firefly Funhouse. What's the little brother? I don't know. This is future cuckoo. I'm the tinfoil man here. I just be saying a lot of shit. Yo, that's my new nickname on this podcast. I'm the tinfoil man.
Speaking of people getting off their rockers, your shorty Bailey.
I love it.
I love it.
But is she healed though?
I don't know if that's healed. I just think
I kind of like it though because they kind of taking maybe a little page out of AEW's book. There's not a real clear cut.
No.
Face and heel in this dynamic.
Give me full blown heel Bailey, or take it back.
I don't know if that's happening or if she's just riding out for her.
Yeah, we still have to let this develop because we still have a certain man to come to a certain queen's rescue.
First of all, be careful what you say.
Oh, that's happening on Monday too.
See?
Yeah. It's gonna end up. We're gonna end up probably having a tag team match.
Mm-hmm.
What, them two versus them two?
Yeah.
On Monday, Raw?
Mm-hmm.
So quick?
This week?
Yeah.
Coming up.
It's gonna end up. That's what it's gonna end up being, and then it's gonna get marinated a little bit more going into like Survivor Series. Who knows what happens depending what the draft happens.
I feel like one of the teams is gonna grab. Okay, I feel like this is what's gonna happen. Sasha is gonna beat Becky, and Charlotte is gonna beat Bailey. So the two respective brands is gonna switch, but then I feel like one of those teams, probably the Bailey and Sasha, is going to reclaim the women's tag team. Mm-hmm. We might possibly have like a winner takes all at Survivor Series or some shit like that. But I do feel like there's going to be.
It could be doable.
They mentioned a throwback to the Sting.
But Becky kept getting turned on.
Yeah.
Becky is the new Sting.
Becky's she's so like naive of things that Sasha just gonna eventually turn on her as well. And
the way it should happen, and then from there. Then it's gonna set up a fatal 4-way.
Yep. Mm-hmm. For the mother of them all. I mean,
co-main event that bitch.
I would like that, and then you have the 4 horsewomen come out in it. Maybe they try to do like a curtain call,
And they get attacked.
And
they don't have to be involved in the match.
No, attack at the end.
Attack at the end, and then you're like, what just happened?
Because then you start the next year storyline.
Like, it'll be like, okay, they just went at this. They pulled on a fucking banger.
And they'll be like holding hands.
They all holding hands. They all doing their curtain call.
Confetti. Michael Cole, this was fantastic.
Oh, this is amazing. These ladies pulled on one hell of a show.
This is the woman's evolution right here. This is what the woman's... Oh, is this Ronda Rousey? And Shayna Baszler and Big Bird and the other one.
Shayna's tapping somebody out. They all got them in submissions.
That would be lit. I would love that because then it's like because then see them holding hands. Everybody's like, this is the end of the show. This is it. They did it, and then they get attacked. But
quick more. So speaking of the man thing, Ric Flair, Mr. Nature Boy.
But before we jump into the man, I have like 2 things to say of like this whole woman storyline. I like how. Remember how we said like Kofi Kingston was like a little like full circle with Daniel Bryan? This is also like Sasha Banks and Becky Lynch full circle.
Yeah, shout out to Sasha.
Becky Lynch.
I remember.
No, I'm saying like Becky Lynch had enough of Charlotte and she like snapped. Now Sasha's doing the same thing to Becky Lynch. So it's like the baton is being like.
Well, it was kind of like going back down to NXT where it was like Becky was always,
in the shadow.
Not so much in the shadow. She was always good, and she was like, hey. No one takes me fucking serious until she turned heel. Mm-hmm. And then her and Sasha were like a thing. They were tag teams.
I remember.
And then all of a sudden it's just like, I'm going to turn on you. And it's just like, okay, we'll see how this goes now.
But I thought that was pretty nice how like Sasha's getting her edge off of Becky Lynch who did that last year to get her edge.
Sasha turning the women division. Like, It's been a little stale for a while. She came back around. Things is hot.
And now we getting the WWE MCU. We getting Civil War right now. I like it. I like Civil War. I don't know. I like it too because like the 2 respective teams, those are like the friendships inside the 4 horsewomen. So I kind of like it, like the 2 teams.
There's a big storyline there. They could use the NXT footage and all that, and just bring it all in.
But no, I like this little version of Civil War we got going on. Little Civil War. But no, we go into the man and the trademark.
The man, Nature Boy over here.
Who's the man?
Who is the man? Nature Boy is the man.
He is the man. He's
apparently starting to file his trademark for the man.
Woo!
And thinking about probably suing Mr. WWE, Mr. Vinny McMahon. He's just like, yo, you can't be using this man title. Like, that's my shit. I am the man. You want to be the man, you got to beat the man.
That is true.
So that's one thing.
I've been told earlier that Seth Rollins followed Ric Flair on Twitter.
Oh, Mr. Twitter Fingers.
Yeah,
Seth Rollins.
Mr. Room 605.
Seth Rollins has become Twitter Fingers for real.
Seth Rollins been watching back before Charlotte threw him in a figure 8.
And then actually, we didn't talk. That hasn't happened since we had the last show where they're engaged now.
Oh
yeah, congrats.
It's only a matter of time till we see they have their own show on E.
You know it's coming.
I think it's gonna be on the network. I don't think Rollins and Becky.
It's gonna happen. This is long-term booking.
It's long-term booking.
Booking.
The man and the man.
And then close out the show with Triple H putting the shovel on Enzo Amore.
Ooh.
So
I actually,
I don't know.
Triple H is my guy,
but I still don't know.
But I feel like there was some truth to them reaching out.
So do I.
Like Triple H is my guy, but also I wonder if maybe he's saying that for like storyline reasons. Maybe down the line, maybe they did what like they did in Ring of Honor with Enzo and Cass make a run in at a takeover. He'd be like, "You don't work here. What are you doing?" But they work here.
Long term booking.
It's just like we
didn't do that.
You know,
nobody.
If you set rumors out there, it'll work great wonders for your career. But like we're not interested. Zero interest.
I think a leak got a little too much leak, and they had to like put the fire. Maybe because it's something they try to keep secret, and they try to like douse it out. But as we know, everybody promotions are like looking for talent,
and that'll work for a better storyline. Be like, oh, he's denying it at interviews and all that, and then bring them in a surprise.
So you're telling me like between the 3 big 4 companies, nobody's looking at Enzo and Cass now that they have
and Cass is in fucking amazing shape.
That's what I'm saying. So you really telling me like WWE, they're not dumb. They know Enzo and Cass for like money. They never really got a title reign, which is a fucking crime.
Yeah, they're signed somewhere. They're just being hold off right now.
Like, I think that's another crime.
Because they're working the indies right now, and Enzo's like, he's full fledged. He's going back into wrestling right now.
So,
I think by October we're gonna get the review on that.
Enzo and Cass will be on somebody's TV show before 2020.
I would actually love to see them back at NXT.
That's what I'm saying too. So it's like Triple H had to go like, we didn't say nothing like that, and I think this is the last go home show before NXT goes live.
Before
September 18th. Well, I also I heard that apparently it's gonna get split. Half the show is gonna be on the network, and the other half is gonna be on Fox.
Yeah,
which is actually
they only doing that for the two things because of Suits final
Suits.
season or something.
Well, so that's not a bad idea because.
Which, by the way, I need to reach. I need to catch up on that.
Because if any like non NXT viewer like flips to USA and catches NXT, it's like this is some good shit. And it was like, yo, next hour is gonna be on WWE Network. You might get a couple of 100 subscribers that way. So not a bad business model.
We got a Clash of Champions next on the 15th coming up.
Meaning every title is gonna be on there, and it's gonna be a 9-hour show.
Except for Roman Reigns versus Rowan. I mean, that has no title on the line. I don't know why is that on. It was like Clash of Champions. Everyone had Roman Reigns versus Rowan.
This
like,
beef got to get settled.
People thought Daniel Bryan was lying.
I knew
he was like, I am not a liar. I am not a part of this.
I told y'all the new Daniel Bryan would not do this.
I know what's coming.
I told y'all this.
All right, I know what's coming.
The new Daniel Bryan would not do this. Maybe the old Daniel Bryan, but not the new Daniel Bryan. The new Daniel Bryan has morals.
You already know why. You know why Rowan did it, right?
For The Rock?
He did it for the people. He did it for The Rock.
Oh, man.
We got 4 minutes left. Anything you guys want to say?
Baba Booey, how it stands, Baba Booey. I don't know.
The fuck was that?
Fucking no idea. Hold up.
Yeah, it's the fourth guest. Yo, that's like our what's the shit from SpongeBob? The Magic Conch.
Oh, he was like, Gary. Meow.
I was like, what shall we do? Nothing.
You guys got anything going on this weekend?
Nah, I'm chilling this weekend. I'm going out to my boy Ninja Nias' show tomorrow. I was telling Malcolm earlier, I booked some tickets for something we was talking about earlier. I might be going to Full Gear. So I'll be in B-More, keeping up with the Wire theme.
I might join you on that one.
So the Go Home Boys might be in Baltimore. Come check us out. November 9th, the day before my birthday. I'm going to go all out.
That's right around the corner from your birthday.
On the 23rd.
On the 23rd.
November Boys.
November Boys.
Because legends are made in November.
That is true.
That's what they say. That's what they say.
That's that.
It's facts.
Shout out to Tyson
Jack.
Kid. Shout out to Tyson Kid.
Facts.
Let me throw a little quick plug in. Got a new podcast.
Oh, yeah, our boy got a new podcast.
Peep the Play.
Speaking about the Wire, he playing them away games.
Peep the Play podcast featuring me and Glenn. We're also going to have a host on there, Tyra.
A good friend of ours.
Follow us on Twitter, Peep the Play Pod, and follow us on Peep the Play Podcast on Instagram and all other outlets, Spotify, SoundCloud, iTunes, YouTube, and Anchor.
What other outlets are they on?
It's on everything, man. We're going live. Everybody, could come on there, voice our sports opinions, as we get the football season started and then the NBA season, NHL, and college and everything.
I was actually going to play a rib on you guys today. I actually, something happened on my dresser, so I had to clean it. Guess what the fuck I found?
What?
My old NHL store hat. I was going to wear that shit today, but I was like, fuck it.
I still have some old NHL shit.
Yo, I fucking distressed that shit. I don't know. I was wilding out back in that store. I had the fucking distressed NHL hat.
I think this is probably the most free time we've had towards the end of the show.
That's true, except for that one time when I had to go, the cameras kept rolling. Well, how much time we got left now, y'all? We got 2 minutes.
2 minutes? How the fuck we gonna fill out 2 motherfucking minutes?
2 minutes.
This is a filler.
Everybody just throw out their crazy ideas for the next month.
I would like to see what you said with Finn Balor. I would love. Ooh, speaking about crazy ideas, let me put my tinfoil hat on. Put it on, guys, because I came across some shit, And I think it might work.
Which is?
WrestleMania.
What about it?
Mr. Mark Calloway.
What about it?
Marking his new hips.
Got somebody in a certain funhouse to recollect their loss.
To recollect their souls.
I would like that. I would like to see the Fiend go against the Undertaker, and if Undertaker does the job,
that's it. That's the way it should be.
The way Taker been jobbing lately,
I think that should be the out.
Taker about to get back to 500 on his WrestleMania record.
Like, if you really want to build the Fiend as like some crazy person,
and
it goes into the long term.
That has to be
too. Like, because he was like, yo, we met paths way before, but
I wasn't that person. I thought that was gonna be the first time when they faced each other. I thought that was gonna be like it. You know, like, all right, the passing of the torch hasn't happened. Fucking failed. But if this was an actual thing,
I'm down for a Wyatt.
This should be like
Mania match.
If Taker's like completely down for it, this is it. Like,
that's big money.
Now that's big money, and that gives like the ultimate rub to the Fiend.
Yeah,
beat Taker at Mania, and probably like beat him viciously, like some massacre. Like, please end this
Snap
shit type
his neck.
shit. Yeah, like people like booing.
Homeboy kills fucking Balor and like
finish
him.
I thought about that. I was like, what? That would be pretty dope. Like I said, to get revenge for that. Because I do know, no matter what happens this WrestleMania, Bray Wyatt, The Fiend, Wrangling Rabbit, whoever the fuck else associated with that gimmick, they cannot take a loss.
You know what would be his Lancer too if he faced Taker? I mean, poor bear.
That'd be lit. But he cannot lose at this WrestleMania.
That would be something.
He can't lose.
Oh yes.
Like, because what is he now? I don't think he has not won at WrestleMania.
Who?
Wyatt. Wyatt has not won at WrestleMania. He lost to Cena, lost to Taker,
lost to Randy,
lost to Rock.
No, he didn't lose to The Rock. That was Rowan.
Rowan.
Can you know that?
But yeah, like in the loop, like every time Bray Wyatt's come around to WrestleMania, it's been like some losing attached to him. Like, he cannot take an L this WrestleMania. If he does,
anti-Taker.
Pack up the shop, and like you said, like the words of Marlon Steinfeld, the price of the brick is going up. Episode 11, guys.
We out.
We outie. Catch y'all for 12.
Word.
Life.